Yeah, needless to say, it's been a disappointing couple weeks. There's no doubt about that. It's felt, every part of our team and our program feels that disappointment. Tonight, I thought our guys came out and played with the kind of energy and the kind of effort and the kind of approach that we should expect, and they played to our standard in that way, coming out of the gates. I was proud of that fight. They've responded well this week to a really, really disappointing game at Baylor because we didn't have that, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the way they've stuck together. I'm proud of the way that they're working. I'm proud of the way that they care. We didn't make enough plays in the second half. And the end of the first half, second half, we didn't make enough plays to get over the hump tonight. Certainly it was frustrating because some of the mistakes that we made felt very controllable. And not only did they hurt us from converting offensively, they led to baskets on the other end. And that's where the game gets away from you. The offensive board for Kansas was a little frustrating there to start the second half and at times because we get them to miss and we couldn't clear some defensive rebounds. Again, the way we finished the first half and some of those aspects of the second half, I'm very well aware of it. There's a lid on it for us right now. It just is. We're not making shots. We're not converting well. Even when we do get easy shots, it'll come off. It'll come off. We'll find our offensive rhythm again. We'll find our swagger again offensively, and I'm completely confident of that. Whatever the percentage is, what's the percentage of 4 games in a 30-plus game season? Whatever that is, I'm not going to do math in my head right now, but whatever that exact percentage is, that doesn't get to define our season. 4 games doesn't get to define this team's season. All right, how we deal with it and how we respond to it can define our team in a lot of ways, and that's the opportunity that we have in front of us. So, I told the guys, the only thing we have to do is continue to stay together, continue to work, continue to grow, and we can say thank you to 2 groups of people out there when this is all said and done. We can say thank you to the people that stuck with us and believed in us and kept supporting us, and we can say thank you to the people that didn't, because one of the greatest things in the world is proving people wrong. So we're not going to let 4 games define us. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep working, and this is a good basketball team, and we'll get our rhythm again offensively. If we continue to defend and fight, we're going to be in games like we were tonight, and eventually the lid will come off.
Questions for Coach or Dylan Mitchell?
As a coach, how do you get the lid to come off? It felt like there were looks today that just rimmed out. Or
we've obviously spent a lot of time this week on offense. A lot. We did. Well, we got into the lab. We broke things down. We worked on execution, not just of 5-man plays, but in small combinations. We're doing everything that we can think to do that's within reason of what our players can handle this time of year. So we're working our tails off in every way. I thought there was possessions where you could see our offense really taking a step with ball and player movement, with things freeing up, okay? And it's because it's been stagnant at times here over the last 2 weeks. You get some good looks and you don't convert them. Like I said, there's a lid on it right now. It will come off. It always does. And we have good players that will definitely come off. They'll find their rhythm and their feel and their flow. Okay, I believe in that. And if it would have come off tonight just in a little way, I think we feel a lot different here. So we're not going to let things like this that happen over the course of a season define us or make us stop believing in what we're doing. But the answer, how can you continue to get the lid off, is keep working at the stuff you can control. And you can control your approach, you can control your belief, and you can control the work you do. And we're going to buckle into the work. We're not going to pout, put our head down. We're going to buckle into the work. I'll say this too. Guys, these are the best leagues in the country. The best leagues in the country. Teams have won national championships and gone through bad stretches in these leagues in the same season. Go look at it. Everybody goes through bad stretches in these leagues. Everybody. All right? It's part of the deal. You want to play at this level, it comes with it sometimes. We got to respond to it, and I believe my team will.
You have a couple starters that are having rough stretches, as you mentioned. How do you tell shooters to keep shooting, because it's human nature to be gun shy, I would think, after missing a ton?
You tell them to keep shooting, like I told them tonight. Keep shooting the ball. We believe in our guys. Take shots that are the kind of shots you shoot. Keep shooting the ball.
kind of going off Chad's question, but more from the mental side of shooting. How do you go about getting that confidence back and inspiring your guys and just trying to remind them that they're in this?
Yeah, I got no like trick here. Like there's no tricks. If there was a trick, I'd have pulled that trick out of the hat three games ago. Okay, you just get back to work. You stay together. You make sure that the things that you define your identity, right? That you stay true to those. You continue to work with the only people that matter right now are the people in our locker room. You stay connected with those people, and then you work at the things that you can control. And there's a lot of stuff that we need to work on right now. And again, better shots tonight, I thought, than the last two games over the course of 40 minutes. It'll come off. And then we got rid of some of the poor. We got to generate some more easy baskets. It'll come off. I'm not going to sit up here and blame my players. I'm not going to say we all got to get better, every single one of us, and we will.
Bench rotation changed up a little bit. What did you think about C.J. Frederick, Josh Reed, and then Arrington Page making a big impact tonight?
Yeah, listen, Connor Hickman has been dealing with a foot injury. He's a shell of himself. He knows that. He's barely practiced. I mean, he's walking around in the boot, his foot's stiff, and he's just trying to play in games. And him and I had a conversation. He knows it. I know it. He's just not himself. We got to get him back to being healthy and being himself. And he can really help this team. He's a great offensive player, a great offensive weapon. We need him to help this team. Okay, so you got a guy in C.J. Frederick that has a ton of experience at this level of college basketball. It felt like, there's going to be a time this year he's going to matter a lot. It was good to get some meaningful minutes out of him. Even though he didn't make a shot, I thought he made a couple really good, tough plays defensively, and I thought he gave us a little pop and a spark with his player and ball movement. Josh Reed, same thing. He has a ton of experience. He's played in this league before and had some success. Certainly the tough physical stuff. He's a guy that does that at a high level for us, and I thought he did a nice job in his minutes tonight.
Marshall, then Ryan.
Coach, you mentioned in your opening statement about being able to prove people wrong is a good thing. In the last few minutes of the game, the boos were loud. When you go back into the locker room and you talk to your guys about the same guys who normally cheer for them, the same fans that cheer for them, booing them, how do you help or deal with that with a group of young men?
Yeah, we're humans. We hear it. I mean, we're human beings. I signed up for this, so I'm never going to be the guy that stands up here and complains about fanfare. Like I love our fans. I love the support that we have here. I understand if they're frustrated because we haven't played well for 2 weeks. But as I said, people that stick with us and keep fighting for us, thank you. And the people that don't, thank you, because we'll prove you wrong. And that's what I told the team in the locker room.
Dylan, as someone who's kind of been through the grind of the Big 12 multiple years, played at a high level, what do you personally do to try to help get this team back on track?
I mean, I think it's just all the little things and continue to stay together. Like I kind of told the team, the other day, like we had, I think it's 16 games left in conference. Like I don't even know if we've played that many games so far. Like there's still a lot of season left. And I think we just got to continue to stay together, continue to work hard every day in practice, and then translate. Bring what we do in practice to the game, all the little details that we work on and go hard in. I mean, there's so much basketball left. And we trust the coaches, we trust each other. We know, shots are gonna start to fall. When it does, everything's gonna open up for us. And I just think if we just gotta continue to lock in, continue to stay focused on the details, continue to stay together. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's all about the 15 other guys in that locker room and all the coaches. That's all it's about. That's all that matters. So continue to stick together, stay together. And I mean, there's a lot of basketball left. We just gotta keep fighting. And we're going to respond, I know it.
Mike.
Dylan, obviously Wes has a lot of confidence in you and the team. When you're going through what you're going through like today, how hard is it to go through that and maintain the belief that it will get better?
I think it's just trusting the work that we put in, trusting the work that every day, it doesn't matter if it's individual workouts, practice, I mean, just trusting the work that we put in every day. I think that's the biggest key. We work. I mean, that's what we're all about. So now it's just about responding, continuing to stay in the gym and continue to work. Don't let it bring us our confidence down if shots aren't falling. And I mean, just trusting our work and go on the court, play free, play with confidence. I think that's the biggest thing, and eventually we'll get there, and shots will start falling for us.
Dylan, how'd you feel like you responded coming off of the 0-point outing against Baylor?
I mean, the 0 points didn't bother me. It was more of I didn't rebound the ball too well against Baylor. I think that's the one thing that kind of bothered me the most. So I think it just starts off with the intensity, just coming out, playing hard, not really overthinking the game, and just letting the game come to me. And, you know, yeah, so I wouldn't even say this not scoring bothered me. It was more of, you know, not rebounding the ball. You know, that's something I want my identity to be, is rebounding. So not rebounding the ball as well as I needed to, that's something I was kind of frustrated with myself a little bit about.
In the back.
Yeah, anything specific either of you can ask specifically from the fans going forward with this tough Big 12 slate ahead?
Yeah, we need you. Need you. You were great. I thought the energy in that building was great tonight. It was great against Arizona. We need a lot of support. Again, these leagues, and there's a handful of them in the country. They're monsters, and we've gone through a rough stretch. But we need people not to give up on us. As Dylan said, there's a ton of basketball left, and our team's going to get in the right spot. But we need as much help as we get. I thought we had that in there tonight.
Last year, Jizzle came off the bench, Day started. Do you entertain any changes there, or is that more of a problem than it's worth?
I don't think that. I think both of them are going to play significant minutes. I think they're both currently playing significant minutes. I think they're both going to continue to play significant minutes, and you know that's not something that we spend any time thinking about. But they're both incredibly important to our team. So whether or not they run through the little tunnel that the guys make when their name's called, that's irrelevant to me. We're just going to try to find the right combinations, and those guys are going to be a part of those combinations. That's inevitable.
Ryan.
Wes, Dan had 7 points with 6:41 remaining in the first half.
Who's this?
Dan Skillings only had 2 shots the rest of the game. Is there anything that Kansas did to kind of take him away, or is it just him playing within the flow of the game?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything's on the table for us offensively, and you know, he's a guy. We got a lot of guys that are, you know, not in their offensive rhythm, and a number of guys at the same time here over 2 weeks, which has been tough. Dan's not been one of those guys. He's generally a guy that you don't have to call a lot of specific plays for, because he just kind of finds shots and finds opportunities. You know, we didn't have that in the second half. It'll probably be something we look at on the tape.
JT.
Not the result you wanted, but holding a team like Kansas to 54 points, like how many positive nuggets is that for you guys, you know, when you probably break this down later?
We got back to defending and rebounding tonight. You know, that needs to be expected. That was the disappointing part of Baylor. And we can't stop that just because we didn't get the result that we want. And again, little come off. We defend and rebound, we're going to be just fine.
Neil.
Dylan, was Kansas doing something defensively there to really kind of take away and make things a little bit troubling there on the offensive end? Obviously, with how the shooting went, were they doing something that kind of surprised you guys a little bit there?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just all about us. Control what we control. I thought we had some, down the stretch, some rough turnovers that, you know, was kind of our mistake. We had control of it. We kind of made some turnovers. So I didn't think it was really anything they were doing. I mean, they got a great defense team, don't get me wrong, like every team in the Big 12. But I kind of thought it was just us making some turnovers, maybe not making smart decisions on some plays. And really, it was just down the stretch, you know, those last 6 minutes or so in that second half. So, I mean, they're a great defensive team, but at the end of the day, I think it all comes down to us if we want to win and just doing the little things that we work on in practice every day.
Any more questions? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Wes. Thanks,